everybody, what is up? Welcome back to some Pokemon action. I'm your host Ryan, and this is the last ORAS Wi-Fi battle of the season. Today we are going to be taking a look at the Pokemon Doubles Federation, PDF for short, finals battle between the Maryland Blue Krabbies and RGV Pinsir. This is the finals of the entire season, so this is going to be pretty damn slick. On the side of Maryland Blue Krabbies, we've got Dusclops, Kingdra, Ludicolo, Gardevoir, Scrafty, and Landorus Therian. On the side of the Pinsir, we've got Rotomar, Salamence, Jirachi, Cresselia, Heatran, and Tyranitar. One of the rules of this season was that any Pokemon that can Mega Evolve, you can Mega Evolve it without drafting the Mega. So for example, Salamence, Tyranitar, and Gardevoir can all Mega Evolve or not. It depends on the trainer. So what will these trainers do? I will not know until we hit play. So going into this battle, I wonder what they will start. Pinsir opt for a Tyranitar and Heatran lead, getting that sand off with Tyranitar. Krabbies respond with Kingdra and Dusclops, looking for a potential Trick Room setup. Sandstream comes up, and we get the Frisk Scarf on Tyranitar and Leftovers on Heatran. We see a Dark Pulse come off from the Tyranitar, targeting the Kingdra instead of the Dusclops, and a Substitute coming off onto the Heatran. Kingdra does end up flinching from the Dark Pulse, but we do see the Trick Room. Speed Tiers are now in favor of the Krabbies. Well, it depends on what they will do here. Substitute being up for Heatran means that it cannot be KO'd this turn. However, Sand being up for Tyranitar also means that there's a very strong likelihood that it can't go down either. It will choose to switch out, however, the RGV Pinsir bringing in Jirachi instead of opting for an attack. Heatran, on the other hand, does go for Protect, stalling out that Sand damage, and actually not taking a Nightshade to the face. We do see Muddy Water come out, which should break the Heatran Substitute, and it doesn't actually, so we can now conclude that that Heatran's... Oh wait, no, I'm sorry, the Heatran protected this turn. I take that back. We do see Leftovers on the Jirachi as well, so this is going to be very interesting, opting for it to stall out the Trick Room, it seems. Dusclops does go for the Will-O-Wisp on the Jirachi to get some more residual damage off, and we see a Focus Energy on the Kingdra, probably feeling safe in order to do that. That does mean that this Kingdra most likely is running Sniper and not Swift Swim, and that's a pretty interesting thing. We do see a Heat Wave come off of the Heatran, but unfortunately it is quad resisted by Kingdra, and Dusclops is a bulky Pokemon, so it doesn't do too much. I believe there is 2 turns left of Trick Room, so we can expect a Protect from this Heatran and or a switch out, and what the Jirachi does has yet to be determined. That burn is whittling away the Jirachi though. Heatran does go for the predicted Protect. I don't think anyone did not see that coming, but what will the Dusclops do? Dusclops, predicting it to not go for Protect, does unfortunately go for Nightshade. However, capitalizing on the most likely Protect, the Krabbies do go for a critical hit Hydro Pump on Jirachi. Now remember, Focus Energy and Sniper does mean that Kingdra can hit a crit every single time. That was not hacks, my friends, that was all set up. In comes Cresselia, and while Cresselia does not have a lot of damage on her, I believe we can see a Cresselia taking out Kingdra this turn. Unfortunately for the Pinsir, the Substitute does go down and the Muddy Water will connect. It does miss the Cresselia, however one must ask, will it have killed the Cresselia anyway? And to that I say most likely not. Cresselia does go for the Psychic as we predicted. Will it take out the Kingdra? And it is just enough to take out the Kingdra. Thankfully for the Pinsir, I think the Sand... Oh no, the Sand does subside, so if he did not get that KO there, Kingdra would have been up for one more turn. Out comes Salamence for the Pinsir, and Ludicolo for the Krabbies. We see an Intimidate go off, but that should not affect either of these two. What will they do? Salamence does end up Mega Evolving, which means that it is his Mega for this game. We can assume that Gardevoir is the Krabby's Mega. I think that's pretty obvious. Salamence does opt for Protect this turn, most likely to scout out what's going to happen. We do see a Fake Out come off of Ludicolo and a Calm Mind on the RGV Pinsir. What will the Krabbies do against a setting up Cresselia? He does have Scrafty and Landorus in the back, but is that going to be enough to break through its defenses? This turn does allow the Dusclops to get up Trick Room, and even though the Fake Out failed, it still gets the attack off. We do see a Pain Split come off of the Dusclops, bringing it nearly to full, just 5 points off, and doing a hefty charge to Cresselia. The S-Beam does go off from the Ludicolo into the Rotom Wash, and even though it's resisted, it's still a tiny bit of damage. But the Pinsir do fight back, getting their own Trick Room off in order to stop the slow. Very interesting indeed. We see an attack, just an exchange of attacks, not really a lot of damage going off either way, but we do see a Scald Burn. What is that? Is that a Citrus Berry? Citrus Berry pops on the Cresselia, bringing it up further than half. But Dusclops does get another Trick Room off. Now this is the battle of the Trick Room. The RGV Pinsir clearly do not want Trick Room set up, while the Krabbies do. So, ooh, interesting. The Pinsir do take out the Cresselia, not opting to get another Trick Room off. Instead, bringing in their what we know to be now Scarf Tyranitar. It's a very interesting play in my opinion. I'm not really sure what he's looking to get there. Trick Room's up for another 4 turns. And we see a Nightshade go off. Okay, so that does a decent amount of damage. We do see a Giga Drain go off onto the Rotom, but the Protect was well played. The sand does chip away at Ludicolo, but again, I must wonder why the Tyranitar was brought in. Willows does go off onto the Tyranitar, so it looks like we won't be seeing a Ludicolo attack onto the Tyranitar this turn. And no, instead it does hit the Rotom. Unfortunately for this Rotom, that... you know what? No, that is not... Oh, even if it was, it does have a Citrus Berry. I was going to say it might be in sand range. I don't think it was, but... We will see a Hydro Pump come off of the Rotom, but again, Dusclops is strong enough that it will survive that. Darkness does come off, so the burn was a little bit useless. Unfortunately, even though the Dusclops survives, the sand does end up killing it. That's unfortunate for the Krabbies. Will they be able to bring something in here to beat the Tyranitar? Tyranitar in sand is very hard to beat, not gonna lie. It does have a lot of defenses, so I'm kind of curious. In comes Gardevoir. Now Gardevoir does have the Fairy typing, and Moonblast can most likely do a decent chunk to that Tyranitar. I think by getting Sandstream, this Gardevoir is now immune to sand damage, which is actually kind of an interesting prospect. But it will Mega Evolve, so we'll never find out if that theory is correct. Instead, it will be most likely dropping a pixelated, boosted Hyper Voice. Rotom again chooses to protect with the Dusclops down. Trick Room is not as scary. Hyper Voice does go off like we predicted, and even though the Rotom got protected, that is a lot of damage onto Cresselia, who most likely will die to burn and sand. No, I take that back, it's not enough. It's always hard to gauge those numbers. I really doubt it will. And it hangs on with just a sliver of HP. Ludicolo does opt to kill the Rotom, which will in turn allow the Gardevoir to kill the Cresselia. So overall, a good turn for the Krabbies. I think we can all say that right now, that both of those mons are dead. And it is official, the Cresselia does go down. So what will the RGV Pinsir do? I believe there is 1 turn left of Trick Room. I could be wrong. Nope, this is the last turn. That was it. It's over. So now the Salamence that has come out is definitely faster than both of them, and so is the Tyranitar. Will we see a double edge off of the Salamence? No, we will see the Tyranitar is going for a Rock Slide, weakening them, but not by much, because remember, the Tyranitar is burned. Double Edge does come off, but instead of hitting the Ludicolo, it hits the Gardevoir. A smart play on the Pinsir's part, because even though Ludicolo carries Ice Beam, Gardevoir could have taken out both of them with a Hyper Voice. Salamence does end up going down this turn, but it was not for vain. He did get rid of the Krabby's final Trick Room setter. If it did have Trick Room, we don't know. it most likely did. In comes Scrafty, and unfortunately for the RGV Pinsir, this seems to be its final legs. Scald will come off, it will do a lot of damage, and it will take out that Tyranitar, giving the Maryland Blue Krabbies the win of the season and the champions for this league. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I hope to catch you guys at the next episode. Peace.